Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Elder Scrolls Oblivion with two people controlling one character was hilariously chaotic. Let's follow that up with a classic Pokemon challenge. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Red with a team of only one Jigglypuff. So this is gonna be a rough one. Looking at Jigglypuff's stats, we instantly see that our health is fantastic, and our attack is... well, it's horrible, but it's better than the 20 and the 25 that everything else is. Keep in mind that this is Gen 1, so we don't even get the 45 special attack, it's just 25 special. So we're slow and have almost no defense. By level up, not only do we not learn any good moves for a long time, but we start with no attacking moves, meaning we'll have to level up by using Struggle at the start. The one advantage we have is that by TM we can learn a ton of moves, but that still doesn't make up for just how awful our attacking stats are. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm gonna say that it's gonna require that we'll be a level 100 just to survive Lance, so I don't know if I can beat the Pokemon champion. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use one Jigglypuff. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Bulbasaur with Jigglypuff so that we can do the whole run with it. I name him Puff Jig, a reference to our Pokemon Stadium Let's Play on this channel. Our stats don't look too horrible yet compared to what's around us, but our only move is Sing, a low accuracy sleep move. We have no attacking moves yet. This is gonna suck. Alright, so what you're watching now is me leveling up twice, played at a really high speed in editing. Normally, to get your first few level ups, it hardly requires any experience, but it takes so long to get any experience that there's a lot to show. So here's our strategy. We're only gonna have Sing until level 9, and we start at level 5. So what I have to do for the first few level ups is walk around in Viridian Forest until I find a Metapod or Kakuna, use up my Sings on it, then use Struggle until it goes down. Because our only good stat is health, we don't take too much damage in recoil in comparison to our max health. In fact, we can take down a few Metapods and Kakunas without having to reuse up our Sings, thanks to some free early game potions giving us a way to heal outside of combat. It sounds bad, but this really isn't as awful as it would have been in any other gen, because at least we have Kakuna and Metapod, and they just don't fight back. This isn't as slow as the time I had to grind a Magikarp here in Fire Red, and it's not as difficult and as frustrating as when I had to grind Plusle in Pokemon Emerald, but this is still a pretty slow start to the run. A while later and we hit level 9, and it's a good thing we did when we did, because I had just run out of potions, and it would have sucked to run all the way back down to town to heal, just to have to run out of Sings again and struggle some more. Just because we have Pound, though, doesn't mean we're ready for the Rock Gym, so I'll grind a bit more. At level 13, I try fighting Brock, but it goes horribly, as you'd probably imagine. He has boatloads of full heals, so he can just keep waking up from sleep easily, and our Pound does just about nothing. Considering Sing has 55 accuracy, and he's got about 5 full heals per Pokemon that he has, we just ran out of power points before we could win, even with good sleep luck. At level 16, I try some more, this time just using Pound the whole time, but I actually just do the same amount of damage as last time, so it's not even close to a victory. This battle seems to mostly be up to luck on what moves our opponent decides to use. If I could just keep him asleep, this would be easy, but his full heals make that just about impossible. At level 19, we got Defense Curl, so I try the gym again. I use 6 curls right away so we can take the least amount of damage possible, then use Pound until Geodude finally went down. Onix was starting off decently, but we still didn't do much damage. He's faster than us, so we can still accidentally end up being hit by Bide, and before we could take it down, we ran out of power points on Pound. This is our only attacking move until level 24, so place your bets now on if we can even win this fight without Double Slap. I try even more at level 22. Geodude goes much better this time with the same strategy, but what surprised me was Onix. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised since I know Gen 1 is programmed so badly that anything could happen, but this was an especially weird one. Onix was put to sleep while using Bide. Normally, it would keep building power from damage and hit me whenever it eventually wakes up since sleep doesn't interrupt it, at least in this gen. But I also used Disable and it hit Bide while he was asleep. Once it stopped being disabled, he tried to attack with it, but it failed as if I hadn't heard him. Then later in the fight, I disabled Bide again while he was awake, and it completely locked him into doing nothing for so many turns in a row that we just won. I kinda wanna try disabling active Bide in later gens just to see if it still works that way, because that's really weird. It forgot the damage I dealt. I'm gonna guess it's because of the combo of disabling Bide and him being asleep. Game probably doesn't know what to do if that happens. With that done, we have to do the water gym, but on my way, I took the Helix fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. At the water gym, we pretty easily take down Staryu, but Starmie was terrifying. Misty just picked random moves, so I just have to hope that she uses her weaker moves like Tackle rather than Bubble Beam or Recover. It was extremely close, but in the end, we managed to win. After that is the normally rough rival fight, but this time it was actually really easy. 2 pounds took down Pidgeotto, and second it was an Abra who can't fight back, so I just took the chance to build up 6 defense curls and then swept the rest of the team with Pound. By the time we got to the SSN, we're strong enough that most regular trainers' Pokemon aren't really a problem anymore, but I'm still fighting tons of them. Our high health is nice, but as we're starting to fight more evolved Pokemon, base speeds will be higher and thus will get critically hit more. That's a Gen 1 thing, by the way. Crits are based on base speed. It's really strange. We need to press the advantage while we still have it. Oh, and by the way, while I was here, I grabbed the TM for Body Slam. We were about to learn it in a couple levels anyway, but there's no harm in having it early. Oh, and the SSN rival fight was a borderline sweep, but that's to be expected. This is usually an easy battle. So was the Surge fight, by the way, although I'm sure you were expecting that. I'm not sure if he's ever been an issue outside of Magikarp runs. Anyway, on the other side of Rock Tunnel, I go straight for the Grass Gym. It took a few tries not to instantly fall asleep and get taken out that way, but on the 3rd try we got poisoned and it paid off because they couldn't put us to sleep, so we just slammed our way through the entire fight. The Pokemon Tower rival fight was another easy one. In fact, it was a no damage sweep. This is partly because of their bad move choice, but we did score quite a few one-shots with Body Slam. Now, with that done, we had to make our way through the Pokemon Tower, but we only have a normal move right now. So I decided to replace Sing with that Thunderbolt TM that you get from Surge. It sucks to lose a Sleep move when Sleep is so strong in Gen 1, but it's only got 55 accuracy, and Thunderbolt is a really good move, even with our terrible special stat. So while I'm going through the Safari Zone to get some HMs, let's talk about the run a little bit. We're at level 50 right now, and most major battles recently have been really easy, but I don't think it's gonna last much longer. Because we're starting to fight some fully evolved Pokemon now, as great as our health is, the rest of our stats are gonna really fall behind. I'm thinking I can still probably make quite a bit of progress with Rest and Defense Curl as a combo, but strong special Pokemon are likely to always be an issue. I bet Koga will be easy with that combo though, so let's try that. So this battle actually ended up taking a few tries, mostly because of Smokescreen. See, we have to build up a few defense curls so that we can't get taken out by self-destruct at the end of the fight, but if we waste too much time building it up, then we're likely to be hit by Smokescreen so many times that we can't reliably deal damage anymore. It only took 3 tries, but that actually didn't go as well as I thought it would. After that, I skip ahead to the Fire Gym, where I easily win thanks to Blaine doing things such as using a Super Potion on a Pokemon with full health rather than, say, using Fire Blast? At Silph Co, for possibly the first time in any of these Gen 1 runs, the moment I walked in, I just fought the trainers to get to my rival, then beat him on the first try. Normally Rival 5 is pretty brutally hard, but Body Slam and Thunderbolt took down his team pretty easily. In fact, if Pidgeotto didn't crit us at the start, we wouldn't have gotten anywhere near red health. Even the Giovanni fight after it easily could have gone worse if not for how they often didn't pick their best moves. That's nothing new in Gen 1 though, most trainers just pick random moves back then. After that, I went after the Psychic Gym and actually got outsped by your team. We had to resort to Rest at one point because we got both paralyzed and heavily damaged, but we recovered from that pretty well. Alakazam is what really surprised me, because when we paralyzed him with Body Slam, he still ended up being faster than us. That's pretty rare, especially with the level lead we end up with often in these Pokemon challenges. Finally, it's the last gym fight with Giovanni. First was Rhyhorn, so I started by using 3 defense curls so that we don't get beaten up too bad, then a few Body Slams to try and take him down. Dugtrio was second and instantly bypassed the defense with a critical slash, but 1 Body Slam took it down as well. Nidoqueen almost went down in one hit, but our Poison Sting didn't poison us, so we finished it. Nidoking was nearly a one-shot, but he also hardly hurt us before going down, and last was Rhydon. Body Slam did almost nothing to him, but we paralyzed him right away. His Stomp did hurt enough that I knew a crit would take us down though, so I used Rest, then curled more to undo his Tail Whips that he did while we were sleeping, before finishing him off. After that is one last rival fight before the Elite Four, and although we still won on the first try, it wasn't exactly the easy sweep that we're used to. I had to spam out a ton of defense curls against Rhyhorn, because he just kept using Tail Whip on us, and we couldn't afford to have low defense, and I even had to use Rest to heal up against it. In fact, Charizard almost took us out by the end because Flamethrower is a special move, and Slash crits a lot. I'm not sure if we're able to beat the Pokemon Champion yet. Speaking of the Pokemon Champion, and by extension the Elite Four though, that's next, so let's take one last look at our stats after Victory Road. Our health is pretty great for one of these runs, and our attack is passable? Our defense, speed, and special are all completely awful though. We've somehow dominated most of the run though, so maybe this will be easier than I expect. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. I tried this one about a dozen times, and this was the best attempt. I think we finally reached the tipping point where our special is so weak that even basic special moves can deal massive damage to us, and our attack isn't even close to high enough to take out many of our opponents fast enough to not just get obliterated. Considering just how much higher our attack is than our special, Body Slam is by far the strongest move we can learn just for attacking. We could learn Mega Kick, but it misses quite a bit and can't paralyze the opponent. At the end of the day though, our stats are abysmal. Let's just level up a little bit. It's been a while since I bothered showing you a bit of grinding in one of these runs, hasn't it? Yeah, I don't usually show this that much anymore, mostly because you've probably heard me talk about it a million times in my earlier challenges. You know how this grind is. I've got to do it at the Seafoam Islands so that I'm not running into Rock-type Pokemon constantly, and I just slam and Thunderbolt my way through over and over. It takes forever, but you probably already knew that, so I don't want to waste your time. Let's just get back to the fight. I try a few more times after a serious grind session, and sometimes I still just go down due to being frozen solid. But it didn't take many tries before I could finally win. Weirdly enough, one of the biggest problems in this winning run was that they kept using Growl to lower my attack, so Body Slam wasn't good enough anymore. Hilariously enough though, because this is Gen 1, whenever your stats change, the game reapplies your badge bonuses. Lorelei had no idea she was actually buffing my special, allowing me to get the win with Thunderbolt. Second is the fighting trainer Bruno. He was no problem though, I just defense curled a bunch to make sure that any fighting moves that could slip through wouldn't one-shot us, then slammed our way through the rest of the team. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha, and this one is awful. Pokemon being switched in and out for no reason, constantly getting confused and put to sleep, and all of this with us doing almost no damage with Thunderbolt due to our abysmal special stat. Even with all the defense curls that I had to use for safety, the extra special it ended up giving us due to the badge boost glitch was never enough to take out even half of her team. After the bulk of this run being so easy, I'm surprised that it's this rough in the Elite Four. I just don't have the firepower I need, so I'm gonna have to level up more. A handful more levels later, and I have about a dozen attempts of mostly just hitting myself over and over, but eventually we get this brutally weird run where I pull out the victory. This battle is all about luck. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. This one was actually really easy. I just used a TM to replace Thunderbolt with Blizzard, slammed down Gyarados, and then the rest of his team went down easily to Blizzard. Finally, the Pokemon Champion. Pidgeot was first, so I took this chance to defense curl 3 times, then took out Pidgeot in 2 body slams. Alakazam is second, and instantly set up Reflect, so we couldn't one-shot him, but he just used to recover, and we outdamaged his heal, so we won. Rhydon was a one-shot with Blizzard, but Executor hung on. He was just using Barrage though, a pretty garbage move, so we finished him off with a body slam. Fifth is Water Onix, who we instantly paralyzed, but he hit us for tons of damage with Hydro Pump. I decided to rest so that I'd have more health for Charizard in case he crits me with Flamethrower. After that, I took him down. Last is Charizard, but he goes for Rage, pretty much giving up the fight by locking himself in, as we easily slammed him down for the victory. Well, that was a crazy one. I thought it would be totally brutal the whole way through, but it ended up being hard right at the start, incredibly easy for most of the middle, then super hard right at the end again. I really hope you guys like that run. For next week's Pokemon Challenge, I'm doing the much requested Pokemon Gold with 1 Spinarak. That one should be pretty brutal considering Sludge Bomb is gonna probably be my best move. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge requests section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. If you guys want to see me do more challenges like this, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter. I can always use more ideas from you guys on what I should do next. Also, check out the playlist in the description if you want to watch all the Pokemon challenges that I've already uploaded. If you guys want to see more Pokemon stuff from me, my friend Whatageek and I have been doing a randomizer playthrough of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White, Red and Blue, and now we're doing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire all over on his channel, linked in the description. You can also watch myself, Whatageek, and Gooseit playing Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon X here on my channel. Also, come to the Twitch TV streams and tell me that this video sent you. It's always cool to hear how you found the channel. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.